Welcome to livingpianos.com. I'm Robert Estrin. The message for today is make your practicing hard so performing is easy. You know, there are many reasons why people study the piano. And what I'm going to tell you is a strong recommendation for those of you who want to maximize the effectiveness of the work you do in your practice. Now, this isn't for everyone because there's some people out there who just want to enjoy playing the piano and not work so hard. And for those of you, this message is irrelevant. But for the rest of you who really want to get as much done for the time you spend, because that's my modus operandi when I practice. I want to get as much done for the limited time. Yes, limited time. Welcome to the club. You know, even conservatory piano majors have to do their coursework, and some people have to work side jobs and learn accompaniments and all sorts of things. There's almost no one in this world who just has the freedom to practice as much as they want. It's a dream world. It's very rare to have that opportunity. So you want to maximize the effectiveness of the time you do spend. What does that mean? It means you're going to work really, really hard. Now, what does that mean? Does it mean hours and hours of scales, arpeggios, exercises, journey? No, quite the contrary. That stuff, believe it or not, is relatively easier to do than what I'm about to tell you. Exercises are kind of when your brain is tired, you can just work your fingers and, do your scales and thirds and octaves and anything else that you want to do. Work on trills, work on abstractions of technique. Sure, go for it. But that's not the hardest thing. The hardest thing is learning music. And it's also the most important thing that we do as pianists. And this is in all styles of music, really. Of course, other styles have other disciplines, but primarily, certainly with solo music, and accompanying your learning scores. And if you try to make that an easier process, you will be less equipped to handle performing without struggling. For example, I've known people, even on the conservatory level, who spend hours and hours a day reading through music, reading and reading. Now that's good for developing your reading. You should become a better reader if you do that, although I've known people who do that, but they kind of read through slowly, they never quite get it, and they spend hours and hours practicing, and it's not really practicing, because practicing is a thought process. Yes, practicing is a thought process. I'm saying it twice because it's so important. If you're just mindlessly reading notes and kind of letting your fingers follow the score, even if you do that for hours and hours a day, you might not accomplish very much. But if you have to memorize music methodically, a small section at a time, working through chunks of music and assimilating them and getting them on a high level, that takes tremendous mental effort. Almost as tough is refining the music you've already learned, going through slowly and carefully and making sure every nuance of every phrase is just as the composer wrote. Finding where the rests end, where the slurs stop, where the crescendos start and stop, studying the score, and then taking small enough sections that you can assimilate and incorporate all those tiny refinements of the score into your playing. That is really hard work. And when you've done, even an hour of that kind of practice, you will know you've done some work and you'll have something accomplished for it. Now, the flip side of that is when you're performing and you have a piece on a high level where you can play through it slowly and accurately with no pedal, with a metronome, and then increasing the tempo until you can get to a performance tempo accurately and in relative ease. What a joy it is to perform. To have that kind of command over the music is a great experience and worth the sweat and the effort you put into your practice. So remember, make your practicing hard so your performing is easy. It's worth it. And for those of you who don't feel that way, you can enjoy what you're doing, but understand that you're not going to get that pristine high level in your playing by just having a casual practice. If that's what you're after, fine. But if you are one who wants to play on a high level, then go through the steps, and I've got lots and lots of videos. My video on how to memorize music is invaluable, and others for you. So take it from me, make your practicing worth it. And once again, I'm Robert Estrin. This is livingpianos.com, your online piano resource. Lots of videos to come. Thank you for subscribing and ringing the bell. Until next time, keep practicing.